All right, I think I'm live. I just tried to go live a second ago and there was a weird error, but let's see if this is working. This is another live stream. It's kind of whack. I said I would get live at the New York Open, so may as well finish it off strong. Okay, well, this might be hopefully a quick live stream. Ideally, it ends something like this, or we just break down. If you didn't watch my previous live streams, then I probably can't give all the context, but I'm going to try to chase something in aggressively here. Validation's kind of under this region, size for that. Willing to chase a move straight into this trend line, grabbing this last low if we get it. It's always possible we don't, but certainly looks somewhat reasonable. This is a continuation of two other live streams I did earlier today. Basically ended the last live stream just looking for maybe a move down to this level at the New York Open. New York Open started 15 minutes ago, so this is the reversal scenario potentially. Breakdown always possible. Had some longs kind of stuffed, opened up aggressively into the New York Open. Right, the New York Open, 40 million here. Little bearish divergence. Put underwater pretty quick. Got some shorts opening, some longs stopping out, more longs stopping out. Anyways, there's very few scenarios where I don't take this trade. The scenario where I don't, around 85,000, 84.7 is we just nuke the level. This is the local GP of this move, by the way, tagging these local lows. It's kind of a silly question in a way. Is there any chance that we already bottomed? Yeah, there's certainly. Anything's possible. But not trading it that way. Basically just want the last of these daily lows to be taken. If we don't bounce here, I'm going to start losing this, can't recover it. Well then, 67k looks okay. 50k looks like the next level of interest after that. Pretty much willing to put on some risk anywhere in here. I want some strength. And in the scenarios where we chop around down here and then recover, would like to stay in the trade, but definitely willing to cut it if we don't hold up. I would love to just tag this low into this trend line and get that really clean reaction. Yeah, guys, anything's possible. It's possible that the trend has shifted and we're going to break down. We're going to go into a downtrend. All of that's possible. I've explained what this setup and why I'm taking it. It might not work. I'm not sure I understand, Tom. You're saying, so you're waiting for a swing failure of 85,200, no limit order at all in. You prefer to miss a V-shape and find new trades if it happens. Are you saying that, like, if we front run the level and we just V-shape from here? Are you asking if I'm long here just in case we just V-shape here? I'm not sure. I'm just going to market order in if we don't break down the level. I don't have limit order set there. I mean, it's not so unreasonable too, but I can literally just watch and see what happens here. I mean, in the case that we just literally flush through that whole level, then it just won't take a long. I think the odds I get out of this, even in the losing scenarios, it's so unlikely that we don't get enough volatility here that I'm getting long, even if it ends up reversing. I'd say it's pretty slim chance I'm not in a long, even in the trades that lose, but ideally we'll be in all the versions that win. If I was like unavailable right now and I had to leave or I had to go to sleep or something, I don't know, I would consider putting limit orders down here. But generally speaking, if you go to the public Discord and you go to the public Bitcoin updates channel, it's essentially this idea that I'm trading. kind of a region here under the lows. There's a fib extension around 84,200. We have that trend line. This is the idea. Be surprised if these lows don't get tested. Certainly some scenarios where we just break down and we do a lot of shit down here for a while and maybe reclaim later, but I'm willing to. Anyways, watch my previous live streams today. I went over the thesis. Watch the first one, how I'm trading it and why. It's not rain noise. My computer's been lagging out like crazy during live streams, and I have it on turbo mode. Someone says, what's your target on this trade? 90,274. No, my target is all-time highs. Beyond. It's an important level though. SR flip. FYI, I don't really want to even be live right now. I'd rather just chill and see what happens at this level, take the trade or not, and I'm kind of tired. But we're live. If I get what I want, I probably won't stay live for a really long time. We'll watch for a little bit. And if I don't get what I want, then we'll have to see what else shapes up. It's possible, for sure. No, I don't think EXO. I don't think EXO is essential. I think it's really nice to get a better understanding of what actually is happening. But can you trade without it? Yeah, lots of people do. Let's tab over to the order flow. Some shorts opening here, some long stopped out, I'm just talking in terms of market orders, some more long stopped out closing, some shorts taking profits, some longs opening, getting put underwater, 24 million. Please just give the quick move to the downside. Don't live stream Kurtz's here. Be nice to get this right at New York. level's not marked out on XO. I'm just telling you guys, I'm just taking this trade essentially blind, right? Like, it's like I have no expectation other than we either bounce or we don't, and if we bounce, then I'm going to target all-time highs, and if we don't, then I'm going to get stopped out. That's it. My trigger is essentially taking that low and doing anything except for nuking. The deeper move scenario brings us down towards 81K probably, but it's a bit of a region under that low of about 3%. But there's also scenarios where we just tag the low into that trend line and go from there. So I want to participate in the trade from there. I know lots of questions. What is PO3? What do I think about gold? I'm literally logging on to just take this trade or not and getting off. Some aggressive shorts coming in here. Some long stopping out. Target approaching, big longs getting closed. Gonna probably be a lot of volatility here. Preparing to click the button. Need price down here. Some longs chasing in, some shorts closing. One more little trap would be nice. Bring us down to the level. I'm not chasing this, by the way. Might I miss the setup? Yes, but not chasing this. Maybe this all holds and we run it down, or you know, for as messy as this whole region could have been, for like, ooh, should I be, there's so many lows here. This low, this is just the last low. It could have been a lot messier. It really hasn't looked that enticing to chase longs anywhere on the way down here. And again, we might just be watching a huge breakdown too, right? Like this just breaks down and 70, 67, 70K comes quickly. Neil says the way to think probable scenarios and just wanting to be in all of them with good risk management has made execution easier. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I mean it's I guess in some ways easier said than done, and it's not always so simple, but it's essentially like what would something like a bounce from here either looks something like this, and like how do I get into this trade? Like, do I not want to be in the trade if this doesn't come and only this comes? Do I only want to be in the trade if this comes and cut it if this happens? Or, like, how do you want to trade it, right? Generally speaking, I think the long ideas would just be kind of long off of anything in there, give it a little room to reclaim, and then kind of consider cutting it if we can't. And reassessing. Doesn't mean if we don't reclaim, like, I mean, there's certainly scenarios where we start ranging down here and then break up, right? But those bottoms are boring. We like the V-shaped recovery bottoms. I'm not even thinking about it, Patrick. He says, thanks for everything. I think you made it all very clear, but a close below 70,000 at the end of this month, what would you say? I don't even think it's worth thinking about. Just assess it when it's there. I mean, this is just, it's like a really important level here, really important structure to hold. I think it makes sense to just put the focus here, and anything's possible. It looks kind of bearish here if we can't hold this up. Mort says, would you recommend joining the LCA community even if my trading style is different to yours? I mainly focus on ICT while you're trading around important structural levels. Yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of the stuff is just generally applicable to all mini styles. Yeah, I mean, just kind of going off of different people's feedback and kind of testimonies and whatever, it seems pretty applicable to all types of traders. I kind of have a style. I certainly like. I mean, there's different types of trade setups I'm taking, or like I guess an overarching way of how I view price action in the market, that you don't need to trade that style to be a profitable trader. But there's members that trade completely differently than I do. Am I in the Money Tar club of BTC top at 91K to 115K? I didn't know it was a club. I think all-time highs and beyond towards 100. I mean, like just all-time highs plus 120K, 130K, 140K. There's lots of potential targets up there, but we need to hold up this range to even be thinking about that. So. There's a lot of potential quote-unquote top targets. Like, I mean, if we start bouncing from here, I'll share some of my thoughts, but you know, you kind of have some rough ideas, but you kind of need to see what's happening up there, right? Refine the ideas a little bit more. But really, right now, it's just kind of like this is our most important structural level or idea. Like you could claim we've already, I mean, from some perspectives, we've already lost the range lows, right? Like calling this, to a lot of people, it's already broken down. It's already bearish. This looks really bad, and it could be. But to me, this is sort of the like come and run all of this, grab the last daily low here, but flipping that, all this doesn't really look like that important of a structure. So it's possible to tag it. I think these lows and this big POC are probably the next level of interest. I really think the simplest way to view this price action is just this range. I mean, I don't even think there's really anything else worth caring about here. We either hold this up or we don't. And it opens up a lot of levels lower. We either reclaim it or we don't. And for all the patience waiting for this long setup today, it could easily just end in an instant stop loss. So I'm not suggesting anyone should be taking this long. You know, I have no idea if it's going to work. I'm just explaining what I'm doing and why and how I'm approaching this pivotal moment in the price of Bitcoin. What do you think of the Binance wash trades with market makers winter mute? Could this have been seen in the chart before? Could offshore central exchanges be cashing in before regulations stop them from trading in the U.S.? Could. There's lots of things that could be. I mean, there's certainly a history of pretty shady trading practices in crypto, so just kind of assume that's happening. Safe to assume, but How does it feel to be a good trader? Well, I'm not going to feel like a very good trader if this doesn't work. I mean, feeling like a good trader really is, it's just kind of, it's like you're going to go through wins, you're going to go through losses, and you're going to take trades that you're like, like I have zero clue if this trade is going to work. And it could just be a Pico bottom long and Prince to the top, and it's like, it's a clear structure I've identified. I've had a plan to trade it. I'm just going to take the trade. It's not that complicated, and it's the thing that makes you a good trader is sizing it appropriately, not getting wrecked, and just taking the trades that you have planned that you think look reasonable, and not being too scared to take them, and managing your risk appropriately. And for all I know, I lose my next 20 trades. Can I take a quick look at Sol? I've already kind of talked about Sol. I actually did talk about it up here, just saying I really wouldn't be interested in getting hammered pretty good. Anything but these lows or these lows. Probably prefer these at 76. Actually, I think I have some. Let's have the 786 under here. Simple levels. GP under these levels. Yeah, I think I just said that this all looks so inevitable. Like, it looks to me like it's likely, but obviously we could have bounced there. But this like $80 low here, level here looks kind of interesting. These lows look interesting too. Obviously, generally speaking, if Bitcoin does this, alts are just mostly going to pivot with Bitcoin. That's typically what happens in those scenarios. If it nukes, then alts are going to get blown to pieces. In some ways, this trade feels too easy, but I'm just going to ignore that. It feels like some weird shit down here is going to happen, but might not even get a trigger. We're literally right above the low now. Price needs to basically come down another 2% and then do anything, and I'm just going to take the long and size for invalidation down here somewhere. probably won't answer your question completely, Noel. He says, did you ever have a point in your trading career where you just wanted to give up? Or you honestly asked yourself if this is worth it at all? Or did you always have the same passion for it? This probably isn't a full answer, but I would just say at a certain point, a long time ago, I just made the decision this is what I was going to do. It didn't really matter. It was just like whether it was harder than I thought, easier than I thought, whatever it was, I was just going to do it. And I think, you know, I certainly have feelings of sometimes just like it's too much, like I should take it a little easier or whatever, but there's certainly a passion there to keep you kind of relentlessly going for day after day after day after day, years and years and years and years on end. Because you kind of probably could relax a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, ETH certainly coming down to a key level. Say similarly to Bitcoin, I'm bullish towards all-time highs if we hold all this up. Oh, I gotta go here. I'll show it on the chart really quick. Some of you will know. I've talked about this on several live streams. You know, in the 85K scenario for Bitcoin. For one, this was the major idea on ETH for me from up at the highs. Still thought this looked good. I got a lot of flack for it. But anyways, I've talked about, you know, 85K on Bitcoin probably just looks like a retest of these lows on ETH. Kind of want to see all this hold up still. Non-log GP, sorry, log GP, non-log trend line, major lows. Probably don't need to take this wick. All right, I'm locking in here. This can all come and go pretty quick. That's too broad of a question, Riley. Asking, thanks for the streams, is it better to buy alts that have dropped significantly or alts that have held up better? I mean, it depends. It just depends. There's alts that are down 99% right now and probably are never going anywhere. Oh, just get it over with already. We're basically just kind of hoping that for the let's go there now scenario, all this holds and runs into the lows. Instead of faking out, spend more time up there, or we just bounce. Some more longs chasing in here on BTC USD. I not usually I sometimes look at kind of like Wyckoff related ideas, but it's all sort of like, oh, everything's kind of the same thing. I mean, really, what matters is the structure of price, I guess, to me. Like this, I'll just say, right now, it's not just because I have a key level here, but this is really easy, not too long. Sometimes there's trades that I feel I have to take. I mean, they look good and they don't work, but it's like I really don't have any inclination to long into any of this grindy, choppy downtrend. I think even if we bounce, there's going to be cleaner setups, but this, I'm longing here, and anything can happen from there. Just an educated guess that trade might be worth taking, but definitely need to use risk management. I honestly don't sleep enough. Believe it or not, I actually do things off the charts as well. But it could be some nights 3 or 4 hours, some nights I get more. I think sleep's important. I've always had trouble sleeping though. I said I do other things. I didn't say I have any free time. Is trading boring to me? Novelty has probably decreased. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting in its own way. Like, it's nice when ideas work, or it's kind of, it can be engaging or interesting. But in terms of like this part, this is kind of all pretty boring. I think it's like a job, right? It's like, I mean, I say like, I don't want to, I don't even, in the same way I don't really want to be on this live stream right now. I want to be doing other things. Like a lot of times I'm not, it's like I have to be here, right? Like I have to take this trade or not take it or do something, and I want to go do other things. And so, and this is kind of like watching paint dry, like, and you might sit here and not even get the trigger, or you sit here and whatever. So I don't know. Yeah. And if I'm not on a live stream, I mean, I could just be doing just anything else, but sitting and staring at price. Set some alerts. Am I bald from trading? Someone says, "Are you bald from trading?" I am, and I am not. Fortunately, but hey, a few more years of this. The yeah, the stock market S&P looks a little brutal today. Gonna test some major lows here soon. I'm pretty I'm pretty bearish on the stock market, not gonna lie, but we'll see. A little bit of bearishness in the order flow here on Bitcoin. A few longs, just bearish divergences rather. CBD making a new high, price still making a lower high, rejecting. Still pressure being put on price here. All right. I know there's some questions here, and I was answering a few of them. Can I chart the S&P 500? I'll share some thoughts on another time. I'm literally just kind of culminating earlier live streams from today with prices approaching the level. I'm just going to take this trade or not take it, and then I'm getting off the live stream. I'll show you how a professional trader either takes a stop loss or longs the bottom. And it's kind of as simple as just pressing the button. Looks really bearish here locally. It's grinding around it. So we're just hoping for this or maybe something like this. Anyways, already explained the setup. Never risking more than 1% of my trading account on a trade personally if my stop loss gets hit. Magic. Well, believe it or not, the stock market and Doge are not the same asset or asset class. It'll go overlay Doge's chart over the stock market, see if there's any inconsistencies. You know, is the average investor of the S&P 500, the average holder, trader, are they the same person trading Doge? Yeah, I mean, I would just say, as far as Doge or any alts go, personally, I'm probably going to fire off some alt longs as well with Bitcoin. Speaking of, there's a lot to trade here. We'll focus on Bitcoin. Remember, there's a lot of correlated risk in the market. But basically, if Doge or if Bitcoin V-shapes here, taking these lows, then probably alts will. If Bitcoin breaks down nukes, then probably alts will as well. Yeah, MicroStrategies is a leverage product, right? So hey, maybe MicroStrategies GPs and retests range highs, while Bitcoin tests 85K. Maybe we get this. Yeah, I trade other assets. Boring. What am I making of the big drop in BTC dominance? Well, it just means Bitcoin's dropping more than alts. Believe it or not, it's exactly what I was expecting in this scenario. I talked about it on a live stream maybe 5 live streams ago. That if Bitcoin comes down to 85K, you could see a scenario where Bitcoin retraces to that level while alts are holding up relatively well compared to the big liquidations they had several weeks ago. I mean, this is totally okay for me. I'm fine to see some of this. I mean, I'd say on ETH, if validation's probably just under these lows. Somewhere. In terms of trying to time something, I mean, it would be so nice just to tag this level on Bitcoin and not front run it. I haven't used the ExoCharts free version in a long time, so when asking if it has stuff for crypto, I don't even know. I haven't even seen it. Like sometimes I get logged out. I think it's just like you can only go on the daily chart or something, or the weekly chart. We got some aggressive longs opening here. Maybe we can trap them, chap them, and stack them. Some local bearish divs intact. I definitely do not have talent for freestyle rapping. Although I've never tried. Maybe I do. Maybe I just needed an audience. Yo, look at Bitcoin go. I thought it was gonna come to this low, but no. Price is moving too slow. The New York Open is about to go. Did I use go already? That's right. Multidisciplined, multi-talented. I can hear the boredom in your voice. Yeah, I'm actually just so tired. I'm just like, I'm just, just have to let this play out. I'm just like, can you just come level? Mm. And it's actually worse. It's worse being on a live stream actually, because you're sort of like you could be doing anything right now, but you're sort of just sitting here talking as you just stare at the 1 minute chart. I think one of the hardest things to do is try to time a live stream around a key level. I mean, you literally have to just wait. You have to just be like, I'm not getting live until like price is literally at. I've started at 0.2% from the all-time high, and I got live, and then price. I mean, if this was the all-time high, price went like this, and then just like range for 5 hours. It's crazy. What point do you stop watching the 1 minute chart if it goes sideways for hours and hours? If I'm scalping, I'll be watching the low time frames. If I'm not, I'm just setting alerts. Like, I know what I want to trade here. I'd set alerts higher to see what price is doing. I'd set alerts lower. I would just take the trade. I mean, there's scenarios where we don't take this low, right? But like for me, those scenarios are like if I'm gonna try to catch like the bottom of a wick like this, it's gonna be a level like this, or honestly a level like these range lows, like price coming into the established lows here. It's gonna be something like this, a run down to the level and try to trade that. But for me, in this sort of really messy series of lows here, it's just gonna be the last low, and not trying to catch the bottom of all of these. I would try it here. And so otherwise, if we front run this, then I'm trading higher lows and completely different structure, just to wait for something else. Now you can scalp this certainly and whatever, but I'm just talking about in the context of this broader range. So my point is, like, more time would need to take, no matter what, more time, more price action needs to develop before I'm changing the idea to like, oh, I'm gonna long. I mean, kind of got to get out of here and do something. So it doesn't really matter what happens here on the 1 minute chart. We're just looking at it because you need something on the screen. And it might be interesting to see what happens when these lows are taken. Now, we could just note that there's some bearish divergences forming an order flow. It's nothing crazy, but CVD is making higher highs. Prices. This is kind of like, that's kind of like a little bit of a fake out of like grinding downtrend. Oh, it's over. Trap some longs. Continue to the downside. Maybe. You see what you want to see, but there's certainly a little bit of a bearish divergence in order flow. One more wipe would look nice to me. It doesn't really matter. I always answer the question before reading it and realize no one knows what I'm responding to, but someone says, stupid question, but if you're scalping, do you also set a stop loss or use a mental stop? You can do either. Probably some benefits to just sizing around, like having maybe a hard stop in case your internet crashes, and just playing out mental stops. Have hard stops outside of your setup. But I've also traded them with hard stops. I think you can do either. That guy's a legend. The guy that shorted the 100 million held through the entire drawdown. Or he knew something we didn't. Someone says, Lucky, do you think if we close the 4-hour/1 hour candle over this 86,788 low, what would you that would make up for a long to 91K. Not for me. I mean, I probably don't have the data on this, but I would rather see this, like this 4 hour candle closing above here, for me, just means nothing. It really means nothing. I'd rather see the 4 hour candle put in a new low and then a big wick and pivot. I see people, but like you might have something that you're basing that off of that makes a lot of sense. Like we close a 4 hour candle above here, and that's kind of like a swing failure, and it's probably fine to like look at it that way. Like, why not long this and invalidation down here, and targeting up towards these highs. But I don't usually use those close, like 4 hour close above or below trigger. This is a technical little sweep of this low, holding it up for now. Four-hour closes in 10 minutes. Some SR ideas. Any ideas on hyperliquid? Well, I thought I had ideas. Did I not say any alerts? Did they just close? Yeah, I mean, some of my ideas were just taking these lows. That kind of came and went. I thought I had... I don't have actually any alerts set here. Yeah, just some analysis back here, but I'm actually front ran this a little low. Nice reaction taking all these lows though. Yeah, I think WX asked me about it, and I said it's really hard to say anything. I mean, maybe the most bullish case is like it's in a 1-2 and take all these range lows for a setup. But again, that's sort of come and gone. Pretty clean reaction. Just grinding straight down to the lows. Coming back for this low would be okay too. Maybe if Bitcoin comes back for it. Someone says, did we miss the long? I don't know. I longed. I longed the bottom here. I just didn't say anything. Just kidding. Imagine everybody in this live stream's watching it. All of my alerts are gone, except for Bitcoin. I don't know why. I basically have no idea what's going on. I'd like so many alerts. Yeah, look at a few alts. Pepe, someone says Pepe is looking strong. Yeah, Pepe kind of in a range. Testing the range highs again. Just come and taking this major pivot low. So something that is kind of interesting here is there's a good chance if Bitcoin comes, if it does come back for this low, I'm not saying it will, one of these alts probably hold up some of these local levels. Can I look at no, I didn't long, guys, by the way. I'm joking. This is just, I know it's kind of like, I think if you have long setups that you want to take, you certainly should. For me, this is just, I don't have any feeling of like, oh my god, I got along the bottom, what if I miss it? Oh my gosh, it's moving without me. I don't really care. This is still kind of standard for the bearish scenario to see lower. Take some local highs, SR flip. Maybe trap some longs, maybe not. Yeah, XRP doesn't look bad either. I mean, basically, you know, Bitcoin comes back for these lows. Some of these alts are just going to retest their current lows or make a little bit of a higher low. I really don't. I mean, I'll just say this. I'm probably going to fire off some longs on some alts with Bitcoin. But yeah, it's just going to be a lot to update here. I've posted some of these setups in the Discord several times now. There comes a point where, like, probably in this environment, if you're trading more than one asset or any assets at all, you just are going to put it on the trader. You're not, right? I'll update Bitcoin for sure in the Discord. It's been a big idea. That's why I'm live. This is our all-time, we're retesting all-time lows basically here on Bitcoin. Still bearish divergence intact here. Yeah, it's not surprising. A bunch of alts are going to be at interesting levels. Going to look appealing. I'm hoping for this last move down on Bitcoin. And then I'm hoping for a bounce. You know, the worst part about all of this and just the reality about trading is you're sitting here and you're kind of like, nope, I'm waiting for lower. I'm waiting for lower. Nope, I'll see you at the New York Open. I'm waiting for lower. And then lower comes, and then price just doesn't bounce and you get stopped out anyways. Probably not verbatim, but like the kind of thing that can I mean, I think I probably have had something verbatim almost like this, like I'll be on a live stream or something like this and I take this long and maybe price bounces a little bit and then price just nukes and stops me out. Like, you're just gonna you just get stopped out. You're not going to say anything. You're just, oh, I'm gone. I'm going to bed. It's like, yeah, what do you want me to say? The trade didn't work. You're just going to act like nothing happened? Yep. No, I'm going to write a formal apology. There will be a press conference. For what happened today, there's no excuse. Someone's gonna say, we're literally in a bear market and bro is longing. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll say this is the best way to put it. Like, people overweight being, let's say 1 hour down, whether, you know, let's just say it's 1%, 1 hour equals 1%, than they do being 1 hour up. Like, people, if you take a trade and whatever, it looks like this. And this happens, but your target's much higher. I mean, people, this means nothing to people. Maybe we just come and take these local highs and we reject, right? But this is like much more dramatic. But here's why it shouldn't really be that way, is because what if this happens? Like, this is all fine, but this 1 hour of profits, round tripping, or even 5 hour profits, it's just like, it's so much more uncomfortable sitting in this than it is uncomfortable sitting in this, but the risk is kind of just escalating, right? Like, I don't know. People don't expect updates every time a trade goes. Like, you have a stop loss in place, you talk about it 5 times. What is there to say if a trade doesn't work other than it didn't work? what I want, it's actually about here's 1R. I want the same energy. If this happens, I want the same energy as if this happens. What's the difference? No one cares if you win. No, it's really not that bad, honestly. Every once in a while, I get some kind of weird comment, but I mean, if you're new to watching my live streams, the last 3 live streams from this morning till today, all looking at this idea, probably give you a good sense of how I'm approaching my trades here. I literally don't think I know what's going to happen here. I just am waiting for this last load to be taken. I'm going to take a long if we don't nuke, and I'm either going to win a trade or get stopped out. Yeah, that'd be fun to do a live stream with X-Force. You know, it's funny you mention that because he actually was like, hey, we should do a live stream together sometime. I was like, yeah, like a long time ago. I completely forgot that he said that. Purple Punch says I was laughing my ass off when someone called you a clone. Yeah, there's some funny. I guess that'd be copy pasta over the years. I swear I forget what it is. It was either it was one of these Doge longs. It was like a long down here, or maybe one of these longs where I was targeting 42 cents and potentially beyond. But the comment was something like, "Real traders." I forget exactly what it was. I think it was Doge, but it was funny because it was about Doge and XRP before the pump, which just kind of makes it funny because those longs were either down here or in here targeting much higher. But it was the comment was something like, "Real traders are longing for 2 to 3x every day, and this clone is longing Doge and XRP for 5% moves." Hey, but then Doge and XRP pumped several 100%. So who's the clone now? He just didn't believe. Oh, was it a comment in a live stream? I thought it was a Twitter comment, but maybe it was a comment in a live stream. Oh. I'm not sure if you're just tuning in, Burhan, but he says, hello, sir. Thank you for your efforts. Quick question. If the low of 85K doesn't come, how will you position yourself in a long? Somewhere else. Wait for some structure to form. Take a long off something else. Testing the GP right now. Is it a higher low? You have a sweep of a low, a retest. No, not for me though. I might regret it. I might regret it. This would be a kind of a standard local setup. Take some local lows. Reclaim a level. Align with the GP. Decent kind of local confluence. Maybe look for a range here. I don't like it. I'm going to believe in my idea and these bearish divergences locally playing out. Why would I do that? Tony says you should do a stream marathon. Do you mean like where I just stream 24/7, or where I watch all my streams? Okay, guys. I actually have something I have to deal with actually here. I might come back live, guys. I may not. But I'm still interested in taking this trade. Kind of holding up a little bit of local structure here. We'll see. We'll see. Apologies, guys.